My name is Major Ian Gindes. I am the branch chief officer in the G1 office. Before that, I was the company commander of the 65th HHD in Peoria. I've been a musician for, I'd say, well over 30 years. My initial starting with the piano, I was about 7 years old, and my father suggested I take piano lessons. He argues that I was 4 when I started, which I'm like, I don't even think you could reach the pedals by at that point. I started taking it seriously when I started getting older and older, and I guess I really fell into it, and I was really good at it. So a concert pianist is a musician who does a number of things. They solo, they play chamber music, which I'll have like violinists or cellists, and I'll have like a little group ensemble. Sometimes we play piano concertos, but ultimately a concert pianist is a musician who is bringing back more, I guess you would say, more historical music and interpreting it to an audience, and it is a part of entertainment too. When I did join the military back in '04, I was working on my doctorate in piano performance at the University of Illinois. It was a tough time. My father was he was ill, and it was just very hard for me to pay for college, and I really wanted to get this done. I thought, I always thought about doing the military. I always was very intrigued about the military. A lot of my friends were in the military. I always was really just, had a lot of respect for them. I was interested in natural disaster relief. I can pay for my college, and I can actually give back. Before I went into the Guard, I actually did a 9/11 recital. I was looking to do a piano recital. It ended up on the day of 9/11, and I didn't even realize it until I got home. And I'm like, wow, I should do a fundraiser for that. And that's kind of what kicked off, playing for the military. I did actually a Soldiers Lost concert, that's what I entitled it, to give funding back and to help out and to make a tribute to those that lost their lives around the 2003, 2004 when we were in Afghanistan and Iraq. So it kind of started that. And actually, that's right when I went to basic training in AIT. I did that actually right before I left. Then after that, 2014, and I was doing veterans concerts and stuff like that in between, but I think that one was a little bit more showcased. It had a lot more publicity. Through that organization, they were doing anniversary of World War I. It actually fit into their programming. They knew I was a military guy. It was a tribute, again, for those who served, and it landed on I think it was around Veterans Day. I don't even remember. I think it was around that time. Again, it's just become a thing where that I give back. I can use what I do on the civilian side to give back to the military. So I finished an album in 2016. Right now, I'm working on a Rachmaninoff album. So Sergei Rachmaninoff was a Russian composer that I knew about since I was a child. My father played his music for me when I was a kid, and I've always been intrigued by his music. And not only me, you can pretty much every concert pianist or any pianist at all has so much respect for that composer. So I thought, I'll put a whole album together with his music, and we're working on it. I think that's going to be released, hopefully, by his 150th birthday, which is actually going to be next year. So that's going to be coming out just in time for that. The military is very attention to detail oriented. So my professor actually that I worked with literally for a decade, I remember he was very specific on how he wanted me to do something. In the military, it's very similar, right? But you take a very, very critical view of what you're doing. That really does help with classical music. If anybody's interested to be an artist, or they're interested in this field to be a musician, there's room for it in the military. So it's not like it's totally out there that there aren't people that do that. I just recommend those soldiers who are interested in art to actually to do it, and the military will help you.